My thought is this: you gotta know first of all, you gotta understand that you're a business, and most of athletes, fighters, they don't understand that they are like a business, and sometimes they have your friend negotiating your contract, and then become your manager, and then that person has tons of athletes. So when it comes down to a business, you got to see who's going to be negotiating your contract, what's the background, what they do. So it's a lot of things together, and I've been doing this for so many years. I remember my mom was negotiating my contract. Like coming from an area that is nobody believe on that, and I can see that's going to be the best sport in the whole world. And the idea when you go back to money, if you're fighting for money, if you're competing football for money, you're never going to succeed in life. If you do something for the money, you better work with Wall Street. You got to do it for your passion. And when you have your passion, and you have to make it profitable. How you make it profitable? Having the right people in the right places, okay? So let's say that can be your mom, but she cannot negotiate contract. You got to get the best negotiating contract. What's their background? What they're coming from? What's the agency? What's the plan? What they're looking for? So it's a lot of things to add. So I'm right now in the best time of my life. I have a great agency. I have my family. I have my knowledge and my understanding, but it's about to putting all together in a mix and make it work, and understand that in business there is no feelings. You got to understand that if you spend more than you make, you're going to be broke. If you spend less than you make, you're going to be rich, you're wealthy. So for me, doing that is not money, it's passion. It's that's what drives me.
I cover both MMA and boxing. I talked to your friend Uncle Dana the other day, and I asked him specifically about tiring and then fighters like yourself that they're getting bigger paydays. And he said it's a bunch of bullshit. It went viral this weekend. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
He said to quote directly was, if they're making so much money, how much more money they're making? Because they don't ever say.
yeah. So the idea is this: you got to understand the side that he's in is not the size that we are. So when you're talking about competition, there has many ways to put things away. So MMA communities, MMA fighters, they don't get paid the way it's supposed to be paid. That's it. But they signed the contract. So they got to, when you sign your contract, you know what you're getting yourself into it. So you're not happy with your contract, you got to go in and be vocal. If I was happy, if it's like marriage, okay? So how you can be married with someone that you say, you didn't give me a new car. I need a brand new car. If you don't give a brand new car, I'm going to divorce you. So it's almost becoming a battle of, who has the leverage. And I have all the respect for Dana. He literally, alongside with me and many other guys that he made the sport, he's still there. He's still running the show. But this is another, to be where I am, you have to, if it wasn't for me, Dana wouldn't have the things he has. If it wasn't for Dana, I would not be here. So it's a team aspect. So when you work with people and everyone take your path, it's now about doing his thing. He's very wealthy, doing his thing. I believe he's doing a great job, and I believe I'm doing a great job, and I'm entertaining people, and that's what people want. And I want to, like I say, give me any fighter my weight, I promise I put them out. Give any UFC fighter to come box with me, I put them out. That's just a symbolic, like say, you put your money where your mouth is. So I'm here doing my thing. Whoever's in the other corner, that's my opponent. Let's go. So I'm ready to fight the best guys.
I thought you were in Vegas. Would you fight a Paul brother? Because that's where the money seems to be at.
I fight both guys at the same night. These guys, they cannot survive. I'm telling them, they've been the first time in history, put two guys in the other corner. You got tired, put 8 rounds. They not survive 8 rounds. I bet my whole money.
After you beat Tarzan, we'll do that on the next thriller?
The Holyfield.
VITOR BELFORT takes on 2 guys at the same time?
That would be amazing. I'm in.
Do you think they're good for what y'all doing? Because they did $1 million buys 2 weeks ago with Floyd, Tyron, and Jake trying to do something like that. And they're bringing money that they ain't bringing in the UFC. Like Dana, I told Dana in Houston a month ago, because I talked to him frequently, and he's like, well, they're a bunch of bullshit. They doing bullshit fights, but they're doing making some real ass money.
Whatever the phenomenon is not bullshit. It's real. You think I'm gonna punch easy? You think I'm gonna? You step on the other corner, put my mom on the other corner. Mom, if you sign the contract with me, mom, that day, that night, you're not my mom. So thinking about, you gotta be professional, okay? You're a professional. When you do something, and I'm making people buy, I entertain people my whole life. If it wasn't for me imagine you living in your country with 16 years old, coming to America and become the rock star of MMA in the history of life. So imagine how hard it was for me. So it's about legacy. It's a lot of things, generation things to come. It's a lot of things to add. When you're talking about compensation, it's a totally different than generations. Compensation is something that you work for, and that's your value of market. But generation is what people are having their job because I was the guy there. Right now they're fighting. When I was champion, they are in first grade. So it's pretty cool to see the generations arrive. And that's what sport is about. It's respecting generation. And I think we all have to respect people's jobs. And if you think it's a bullshit, don't buy it. You know, if you think it's bullshit, don't buy it. But if you think it's valuable to you, buy it. And I think that's what Trill is doing. You have the options to purchase what you want. So don't buy it into, don't buy this because it's bullshit. Well, you know, bullshit for you because you're not making any money. For me, it's not bullshit, it's real.
Do you feel that you're a UFC Hall of Famer?
I don't feel, no, you don't feel, you are. How come I'm not? But I mean, like I said, it's all about politics. You ask me, when someone does his thing and they don't give him the title, does it make you one of the best doctors in the world? Just because you don't have a title or degree. So the problem we live in, like, especially when I came here to America, I used to go to doctors and I see this, everyone has like you see, I have tons of degrees, diploma. Everybody has diploma. And my master, Carson Gray, said, Victor, this is all bullshit. You see this, they'll buy this. And he didn't want to give this black belt to no one. So remember, has doctors and they want to get black belt of Carson. No one's going to get my black belt. You got to go and compete. You got to go and fight. And I tried to understand. I say, Carson, you got to understand, this guy's a businessman. He's never going to compete. You're never going to give him his belt. He's going to be white belt forever. So on my mindset, I was raised on that pattern. When you earn, they don't need to give you. You earn. And that's what I told my kids another day. I say, son, what you earn, I cannot take it away from you. No one can take it away from you. You earn. But if I give you, I can take it away from you anytime I want. So in my life, nothing was given. I work hard for everything I have. And one of the most things that I have, the most valuable, is my family. If you want to have a good family, you have to give. You have to give as much as you can. And that's what I did with the sport. So everything I do in my house, I do for my fans, I do for the sport. And I think that's what makes the fighting world, people have different names and different, position, different value market. So I'm not trying to sell like others trying to sell. I am who I am, and here we are.
Vitor, I gotta ask, of course, because you were like